masters of speed. This is Formula One.
Hello there, welcome back to another setup video. This is Miami International Autodromo. So yeah, we are driving as Jak Crawford for Lucas Dams. Let's go and get into the 3 quick fire laps, show you how the car behaves, show you a little bit about the circuit for those of you who don't know. Do all that good stuff, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into it. So, Miami is a bit of a conundrum circuit. 5 red lights, and we're off. But yeah, Miami is a bit of a weird circuit because it's a low grip, low downforce circuit that has quite a high amount of large curbs that you need to be really careful of. We are running quite the low right-out car. That for one is quite a high curb, especially when you're running a low right-out car. It's a bit like Jeddah. If you get on the curb, you can skate off it quite a bit. Dunn is checking out a little bit, isn't he? As I got a car up the inside. You need to also be careful or mindful. Oh wow, he was sideways. Mindful of the walls, because you can quite easily lose a front end plate, and then that kind of screws everything up for you. The main thing around Miami, because the track temperature is so high, tire management, throttle management. If you can be good on the throttle, stop the car from sliding through corners, you are well on the way to getting yourself a really good result. But at the moment, Alex Dunn is kind of checking out. Stay off these curbs. These curbs will absolutely send you to the shadow realm, and you don't want to go there. Not at all. This long left is also tricky. Like I said, you've got a fat curb on the right, left, fat curb on the right. Stay off them. If you get on them with this setup specifically, where it being so low to the ground, you will just slide on them, and that'll be lap ruined. It'll either stick you in the wall or, like I said, ruin your lap. And you don't want a lap ruined because you ended up in the wall off a sausage curb. But so far so good. So far so good. The car, like I said, the better you are at changing the setup to suit your driving style, the better the setup becomes for you. Miami, like I said, is a low grip, low downforce circuit. Lockups are quite common. Oh, I think I'm going to be out of DRS. I'm going to have to send it. Stay off them curbs. As much as you'd want to cut the corner, stay away. You are absolutely looking at death if you go on those curbs. But yeah, there aren't very many bumps or humps around Miami. The chicane is quite tricky. You need to make sure you get your braking right. because of the nature of the up and down elevation of it, you can quite easily bottom out if you approach it in the wrong way. Just clip the inside curb, get a good exit. Unfortunately, the AI still get a little bit of a good exit out of that corner. I don't think we've got enough to send it on done. We're a little bit too far back, but it's not about the result. It's about how the car behaves. And yeah, P2 from P5, we'll take that. Good gains. Setup is next. Do that good stuff. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Catch you in the next one. Here goes with the Miami setup then. So I've gone with 16 on the front wing. I've gone with 13 on the rear wing. Miami, unfortunately, is a low grip circuit, low wing circuit. So you're going to need to be very careful around Miami. It's quite easy to get the car sideways, bottom out on a curb. So yeah, just be mindful. If you are struggling, you can take the rear wing up 14. Wouldn't recommend going any higher. Unfortunately, you're going to have to manage throttle application. If you can manage throttle application around here, it will be beneficial for you. As you can see right now on the screen, if I move my big melon, the track is 51 degrees C. The rear tires overheat like crazy. So again, throttle management is absolutely key around Miami. Onto the transmission, I've gone with a diff on of 40. I've gone with a diff off of 60. If you want the car to oversteer a little bit more, increase this to 70, but 40-60 works absolutely fine for me. And again, this setup is a base, so the more you change it and make it optimal for your driving style, the better the setup will become. Onto the suspension geometry, pointless. Same as F1, the F1 setups, gone with left, 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 and that means exactly what it says on the tin. On the suspension, I've said it before, I'll say it again, this is the main component to any setup. The wings are kind of irrelevant. Obviously, the wings have an effect on low drag or high drag, but apart from that, they don't really do anything. This is where it all works. So as always, front suspension of 21, rear suspension of 24. You need quite a stiff rear, or a firm rear around this circuit. So yeah, a rear suspension of 24 really works. You need quite a firm roll bar at the front. You definitely need a firm or a stiff one at the rear. So yeah, if you always remember front suspension of 41, rear roll bar of 21, you're well on the way to getting yourself a decent-ish setup. Front right out of 18. Again, I wouldn't recommend going any lower than that, simply because there are quite some fat curbs, just a bit like Jeddah, especially in turn 1, 2. And then on the exit of turn 5, I think, which is the long left-hander. But if you watched the 3 laps before, I would have explained all that to you. And then I would not go any lower than 41 for the simple reason the chicane at the end of Sector 2. Is it the end of Sector 2? Yeah, it is the end of Sector 2. But again, go watch the 3 laps prior, and I'll explain everything in there. Onto the brakes. I've gone with 58% brake bias on the front, brake pressure at 100%. Again, this only applies to those guys who use ABS off. ABS on users, this is kind of irrelevant. You could run wherever you want. And then onto the tires then. I've gone with minimum pressures on all tires, simply because the track temperature is so high in the dry around Miami. Where the car slips and slides, they definitely overheat, and yeah, you need to be mindful of that. The better you can be on throttle and tire management to stop the car from sliding in and out of corners, the better your tire management will be. But tire management is absolutely key around Miami. This has been the Miami setup. Do all that good stuff. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.
Peace.